Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, Uncle Swinney, and today we shall be playing Wallace and Gromit's Grand Adventures, Episode 1, Fright of the Bumblebees. So I'm going to skip that, the opening logos. Okay, subtitles on. Graphics at maximum, full screen on, and screen resolution at maximum. Might as well.
That should do it. Oh, it's working. Welcome. I'm so glad you could be here with us today to try out my latest invention, Interactovision. This device allows guests to visit us here in West Wallaby Street without having to leave the comfort of their own homes. Quite handy for stopping off at a distant granny's, don't you think? And wherever we go, you can come along.
Live in England.
Ah, there's Gromit playing a spot of chess. Let's walk over and have a look.
Wasped.
They're not playing. Let's ask Gromit. You can use your Interactovision mouse to choose characters and things you want to interact with. I've built in brackets that will highlight the item on your screen. Dead handy that. Point at Gromit and click the left mouse button.
Dead. In any case, did you forget that Gromit is basically
Gromit doesn't seem very pleased.
a mime?
Point at Gromit and...
Yes. Thank you for hand-holding.
Things seem to be at a bit of a standstill. How's the match going, Gromit? Oh dear. Gromit might have more to share. I find out about all sorts of different things just by asking. Let's interact with that broken chess piece the same way we did with Gromit just now.
Ah. It's the Turk.
How on earth did that happen?
How do you think, genius?
Ah, getting competitive now, are we? This is a pickle, isn't it? Well, perhaps our new guest can help us find a replacement piece to get the game back on.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna manage that
There must
either,
be
Gromit.
something in this room we can substitute for that bishop. Why don't we walk around and investigate items the same way as before?
Okay. First, we exit the house and check
Let's
the landing.
stay in the dining room for now.
Or not.
That's a lovely shape.
It's a salt shaker.
Sometimes I come across things I want to carry around with me. With Interactovision, you can see all of the things I've picked up.
A pepper shaker, my mistake.
Here, Gromit, it's the spitting image of your bishop. This should work nicely. Bless you, lad. Well done and good
That's gotta be
thinking.
even
You're
worse
getting
for
clever with the
dogs.
Interactovision. Just the sort of ingenuity we could use around here, right, Gromit?
Ingenuity, nothing. We need competence. Wait, whose bishop is that supposed to be?
Thanks for stopping by. Do come back soon.
Yes, the only way to win is to let the thing win. The thing lets you win. Choose. I beat you. That's a cute pun. And fruit, vegetable. Reminds me all one too much of the curse of the were-rabbit. I kid you not, when I saw that movie in theaters, everyone exploded with laughter at that bit with the bulldog's coin purse. You know the scene I'm talking about if you've seen it. Flight of the bumblebees! Unfortunately, I don't know
Breakfast
the
time,
flight of the
Gromit!
bumblebees offhand. Right. Pull the lever, Gromit! Darn it, it's not funny unless something...
Another perfect landing. Your turn to make breakfast, Gromit. Eggs, I think. And toast with honey today. Step to it, lad. I'm famished.
I think you'd get more
I
out
left
of
a note on the fridge in case you forget. Eggs, toast, and honey. Yo!
I
Two,
remember
Gromit?
that. One of the more amazing inventions.
Honey piped directly from the source. Everyone in town will want their own honey tap when word gets out.
Yeah, but then you'd have to keep the pipes clean. I'm telling what... Oh, exactly.
Ouch.
Honey can come,
Well,
honey can come
that's a
from work.
fine way to say good morning.
You do realize that stinging kills you, right, little bee?
Stung you again, Gromit? Blinking cheek.
Ah. Cheese and puns. And Alfred Hitchcock's suspense.
Well, what did the postman bring us then? Any orders? Hand it over, lad.
Might as well screen your mail while I'm here. Oh, I'd like to look. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking either, Grom. Grom!
Did you bring the mail, Gromit?
Grom. Bills, 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 bills. Spam.
Oh, I don't know. Final demand? I don't know. There's payment due now. And a disconnection? Nothing but bills, Gromit. I can't look at these before I have my breakfast. If we don't find
Fair
some
enough.
steady customers soon, I don't know how we'll make ends meet. Oh, all right then. I'll open one, but just the one. Seems your subscription to Marrow Growers Monthly is up for renewal. Don't suppose you'd consider cancelling? Thought not. Oh, better pay up then. Now,
Gromit.
where did I put my pen? Ah, yes.
He's your master. You should at least care about his finances. And that is so goofy. And that badger looks like it's seen things it wants to unsee.
Oh, hey! That dog is getting a little too independent, if you ask me.
Hey, after what you put him through in the wrong trousers, I think he'd
No breakfast foods down there, Gromit.
warranted. I mean, I love penguins, but that Feathers McGraw is an evil genius. An evil, fluffy genius. with the boxing glove. Why would you need a mallet for that? Inventors are fun, but their logic is incredibly weird.
Walkies can wait, Gromit. I need me breakfast.
I remember this guy. In hindsight, he reminds me of those Daleks. Constantly screaming, "Exterminate!" Of course, that one was just screaming about eggs. What the? Suddenly, the animosity between squirrels and dogs makes a lot more sense. Got the scent. It's time for the hunt.
Hi, old Wallace. Vanir here. Sorry to leave a message, but it's about that incident in my shop. That blinking mechanical mouse of yours has put me in a right pickle. Happening maybe a Sniffer 3000 with advanced cheese tracking capabilities, but it chewed through all me fancy tail and me red lister too. Now, I know we've always been on good terms, but this morning I find myself not inconsiderably discombobulated, and I can't let it happen again, I'm afraid. I'm sorry to say that with the deepest regret, and following police advice, you and your blinking contraptions are barred from my establishment until further notice.
What number, please?
But what were you expecting? He can't talk. Gromit is essentially a mime. One of my favorite things to do with the little... Yeah, when I watch Wallace and Gromit short is the riff. Giving Gromit dialogue. What is wrong with you? Completely lost as to what exactly I'm supposed to be doing. Is it... I need the toast, but I suspect that squirrel is going to... I'm embarrassed I didn't think of this before.
Any breakthroughs on the honey front, Gromit?
No. But wow, he's in bad straits if all he has in the fridge is butter. Bad squirrel. I hope you learn better than to rob innocent Englishmen of their toast. Guilty Englishmen, you're free to pilfer anyway. Don't ask me why.
Still no breakfast? I'm beginning to suspect foul play.
Okay,
I'll be right here if you need me. Nursing?
Eh. Okay, what have I got to do to get the honey away from the bee?
That, Gromit, was the sound of my belly. It's saying what I'm too polite to Ouch!
Pesky bee.
Eggs, toast and honey. I can pray.
Junk mail, but it could be useful.
Silicon flowers, Gromit. A major contribution to our modern lifestyle.
I'd complain, but I'm a terrible gardener anyway. Anyone who tells you that succulents are the easiest plants to take care of have obviously never had them die on them. Because I have.
The living room's out of bounds for now, Gromit. Had to use it for storage. Only temporary, mind. We'll need those crates once the orders start.
You really should have started smaller, Wallace. Poor egg. It just disappeared. Okay, do I just... Okay. Select honey. Are the plates up here? That is well as seen this stuff.
Don't push me buttons, Gromit.
My house too.
You won't find me breakfast up there, Gromit. Any news on the breakfast front, Gromit?
Oh, about 5-10 minutes after you stop badgering me.
Stung you a...
Okay. Toast.
Hey! Eggs today, Gromit. Not...
Okay. Beowulf. It's funny because Beowulf technically means Beowulf in ye olde English.
I'm down already, Gromit.
How do I get you? How do I get you breakfast? And why can't you just do this all yourself? You wholesome man-child.
Just a reminder, Gromit, in case you forgot.
Yep, my sentiments exactly, Gromit. take this long just to get breakfast ready. 'Cause that is...
That, Gromit, was the sound of my belly. It's saying what I'm too polite to mention. Breakfast is late.
Honey.
Honey? How sweet of you, Gromit.
What?
Where are the eggs and toast?
Here is egg.
Cracking eggs, Chuck. But I don't see the toast yet.
You're spoiled by this dog. Know that, Wallace?
Done to a turn. My compliments to the chef. Now that's what I call a breakfast feast. Wasn't so difficult, was it, lad?
Well, it shouldn't have
With
been.
a hearty plate of eggs and toast under me belt, I'm ready to take on the world. Gromit, I've a strange feeling this is the
no.
day our fortunes are going to change.
I don't... An angry man.
Morning, Wallace. May I have a word?
Well, I jumped the gun.
If it's about yesterday's little mishap,
Oh, no, you see...
I can assure you it was an accident, Mr. Pinnear, and I'll certainly pay for the damage to your grocery shop. I was just putting the Sniffer 3000 through its paces. It's still only a prototype, you know.
Oh, I realize that, Mr. Wallace.
And what better place to test out a cheese detector than in a shop with such an excellent
How about
selection of
someplace
cheeses?
cheese would be
Happen.
rarer?
But you'll still have to pay for the damage, I'm afraid.
Yes, of course. I'll put it all right. Though funds are, how can I put this, a little tight at the moment. Only until our new business is up and running.
Aye, well, that's what I'm here to talk about. I understand you and Gromit are in the honey business now.
Fresh deliveries daily, from bee to you.
Ah, well, perhaps I can help you get on your feet. I'm having my annual sounding of the Crumpets Festival, and I'm clean out of honey. Can you deliver 50 gallons?
50 gallons?
By tonight?
Tonight?
It'll more than cancel your debt, and it'll be good advertising for you. What do you say?
I say,
Gromit, do something!
I say yes! We're in business, lad!
For all of one day.
Heads up, no time for slacking. From B to U has landed its first major order. 50 gallons of honey by tomorrow. I want this place to be a hive of activity. It's your chance to show the world what sort of workers you are. They're certainly buzzing with excitement. Or maybe they're hungry. Did you remember to feed them this morning, Gromit? Never mind,
Is he
lad.
feeding
I'll
you?
do it.
Hooray, he's taking responsibility.
Flowers. The perfect meal for a hungry hive. The remote control for my Sniffer 3000. Too bad about the teething problems. Still, this might come in handy.
What shape was that spaceship again? It's a connect the dots. Do you fill in the connect the dots, or is it just a different... B? workings of your mind are an enigma, Wallace.
Bon appetit. Oh! Not exactly a flood, is it?
No, it wasn't.
Flowers, Gromit. That's the weak link in our production chain. We need more flowers.
Really? I never would have guessed that.
Now, where can I find a whole lot of flowers in a hurry?
A flower shop, I would suspect.
2 of these in one day?
Although, to be honest, that's kind of how I work with it's kind of how things work with me in Subway coupons.
I check my parents' mail and, well, we get almost the exact same kind of coupons.
The well's run dry.
Apparently,
That was a grand fishing trip, Gromit. Until that giant squid turned up.
of course it did. Only you on a fishing trip
I'm
could...
afraid my bees don't go for silicon flowers. Me porridge gun could prove fatal if it fell into inexperienced hands.
Or yours.
Oops.
Which is virtually the same thing, only, well...
You're more good-natured.
Beautiful morning, Mr. Wallace. I'm pleased to see you've emerged from your subterranean lair.
Good morning, you.
No flowers in here.
Well, of course not. Why would there be flowers?
There's nothing growing here.
And whose fault is that? You had a garden, Wallace, but you razed it to the ground to feed your silly bees. Now you're making
Hey,
eyes at mine across the fence. But you shan't be plucking any of my blooms. Kindly reserve your green fingers for number 62.
Though, in all seriously, though, Wallace, why didn't you think to keep some flowers in your front yard? I mean, I've never tended bees myself, but even I know they need flowers. And I know that because I'm not an absent-minded
It's
professor.
empty. I could have sworn there was a tea bag left.
Squirrel stole it.
It's got squirrel tracks in it. That pesky rodent must have been at me toast again. He certainly is crackers for toast. Cold toast. Shame to let it go to waste.
Yeah, that reheating those things is what...
Closed up shop for the day, have you?
Yes, she is going to join the chicken
The
run.
auto flip frying pan. That was my birthday present for Gromit last year.
How very nice of you.
It's a comfort to know we're well stocked with biscuits. Did I forget to carry 9? No, everything's in order. If we're going to make that honey delivery, we're going to need a lot more flowers.
He is such a
Keeping busy, lads. Yikes!
You have antagonized the bees. Although, to be honest, it might actually be a solution to this puzzle.
The living room door's stuck. Oh, right. It's a storage room now.
Seriously, where do you get off
Been
making
doing a
fun
spot of
bees?
gardening, have you, Miss Flit?
Working my green fingers to the bone. But the hard work appears to be paying off.
Indeed it does.
Blooms everywhere. I call it my purple paradise.
It certainly looks delicious. I mean, I imagine it would look delicious if you were an insect.
You mean if I were a bee?
Well, now you mention it,
You want to feed my flowers to your bees?
that is, if you don't mind,
How many would you like?
as many as you can spare.
Oh, you can have all you want, Mr. Wallace.
Oh,
Oh,
much obliged,
I
Miss Flit.
actually didn't see that coming.
You can jolly well grow your own.
Righto.
There now. With hard work and a little luck, you should have a nice bed of flowers in 2 or 3 months.
I can't wait 2 or 3 months. I've got a deadline. This evening.
Oh, you poor simple man. Nothing grows that quickly.
I wonder. Rex Armstrong's Quick Grow Muscle Formula. Watch them sprout in seconds. If it works on people, perhaps I could adapt it to work on flowers. 3 miracle ingredients. Grow-team, Energize, Strongium. Well, I need a miracle, and fast. It shouldn't be too tricky to knock up a batch myself. Then we'll see who's got the grandest garden in West Wallaby Street. The
Wallace,
hive will be
focus.
humming in no time.
You are focusing, sort of. Talk to this old guy.
Caught you! Can't take an old soldier by surprise.
I wasn't
Morning,
sneaking up
Major
on you.
Crumb.
It is, if you don't mind enemy invasions.
I beg your
Yes.
pardon.
Didn't you get my message? Received intelligence of a major air assault. Expect the sirens to sound any minute. Hope you know where your nearest air raid shelter is.
I do
What year
recall
do you think this
something
is?
about that, but Major Crumb, are you sure you're not mistaken?
I know. I've made predictions before, but I'm not trying wolf. This time, I've got proof.
And the proof is...
Jar?
It's what's inside the jar that counts. Incontrovertible evidence that the enemy is on the move.
Does it? I can only see a snail.
Of course it's a snail. But what's she trying to tell us? That's the important thing.
What is she trying to tell us?
Look at her, man. She's retreated into her shell in the middle of the day. And that means only one thing. It means she knows trouble is about to strike from the heavens. Law of nature, Wallace. Learned it in France during the war. Never wrong yet.
And the snail is probably just terrified.
Good man, Wallace. I see you at least appreciate the seriousness of the situation. Now spread the word. If people don't believe what an old soldier has to say, perhaps they'll listen to the snail. You're looking at my case, aren't you, Wallace?
Well, I suppose I was, Major.
Bet you'd like to know what's inside.
I am curious, yes.
Ha! This case is packed full of government-issue protein bars.
Protein.
Rations, Wallace. Emergency rations for... emergencies, obviously. Been stockpiling them since the war. Enough nutrition in them to feed a man under fire for a whole day.
And very tasty they look, too.
Tasty? They're foul, but packed with high-strength protein.
I'd love to try one.
Out of the question, I'm afraid. You don't have clearance. And besides, protein bars are only issued in the event of civil emergencies. Orders are orders, Wallace.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna go this way.
Ah, Mr. Wallace.
That looks like... Can it really be cheese?
Indeed it is, Wallace. Wensleydale, your favourite?
And am I to take it that these are...
Yes, free samples. Go on, tuck in.
Don't mind if I do, Mr. Paneer. One for now. And one for later.
Forget, Mr. Wallace, 50 gallons by sunset.
Believe me, we do know.
Now that's a fine-looking postbox. It would make a good chassis for my honey-powered vacuumatic, but that's tomorrow's project.
Why would you make it honey
Pity it's closed. Oh, I could murder a sausage roll or two.
And how would it be powered by honey?
Wonder if the landlord would be interested in subscribing to my honey service. No sense in looking for new orders when I haven't fulfilled the first.
Oh, that robot wrote forever just shut.
Hey up, Wallace, love. How's business?
Yes, indeed.
Ah, British candy.
So, Wallace, in the honey business now, I hear.
Oh, you've heard the buzz, have you?
Oh, indeed I have. It's all over town.
This'll never get off the ground. Stupid idea, if you ask me.
And nobody did.
Couldn't get honey out of a honey jar, that one.
Excuse my husband. He's a right misery gut sometimes.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Hey, it's not closing time yet.
Lovely. I'll leave that where it is.
Ta-ra! Bye then.
I noticed you received my petition for early release of the Sniffer 3000, Constable Dibbins.
Yes, and I notice it's attracted the signatures of just one man and his dog.
We're only appealing for natural justice.
But your blinking cheese detector thingamy, what do you call it, destroyed an entire grocery store.
Teething problems. It's still only a prototype.
A prototype? It's a villain, if you ask me. A diabolical device. You can see that in its face.
My machine isn't evil, Constable Gibbons. It's just got a short fuse and a few loose nuts.
We'll see. I'm going to formally interview this glorified tin can of yours, and if it can convince me that it's not a menace to society, then perhaps I'll release it into your custody. You there, prisoner. Kindly look at me when I'm talking to you.
Oops, missed.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. Well, if that's how he wants to play it, then he can stay in here until he rusts, for all I care. We've had our little chat.
And?
I'm afraid there's no talking to your sniffer. Hardwired for criminality, I'd say.
Show us what you know.
Oh, there's Miss Sniffer 3000. Banged up like a common criminal. That cheese detector's not a bad machine, just a bit overkeen. It's all the energites in its system. Energites? It seems to me, yes. Energites is one of the ingredients in Rex Armstrong's Quick Grow Muscle formula. I used my last Energite battery to fuel the sniffer. I'll have to get it back if I want to finish the formula. That mattress looks awfully hard. Just as well the Sniffer 3000 goes into...
Okay. Wait. I just had a crazy and brilliant idea.
Not so when I try...
It approach?
What?
Oh.
I ain't... Time we had a little chat. Look. I was right about this heap of scrap. It's wired for wickedness. No.
Okay, why can't I go that way? Whatever the reasoning is, I don't like it. And I can't get another bit of cheese.
Mr. Wallace, I've got something for you.
Much obliged.
Right. What are these?
Well, did you do as I asked?
You didn't specify what you wanted me to do.
Well, did you do as I asked?
Talk to everyone and tell them about the impending disaster. No, I didn't.
Have you brought it, Mr. Wallace? Have you come to deliver my order?
It's not quite ready yet, I'm afraid.
You're not going to disappoint me. Not after yesterday's little incident.
Oh, no. You can count on from B to... I'm looking forward to your Festival of Crumpets.
I'm afraid you're barred from my store, Wallace.
Barred?
Yes,
due to the devastation caused yesterday by your invention.
Hey.
Don't forget, Mr. Wallace, 50 gallons by sunset.
Ah. No good. The Sniffer 3000 must...
Well, if it isn't Wallace. I'd a notion he'd be nosing round the police station this morning.
Could those be? I couldn't help but notice the flowers on your window ledge, Mrs. Gabberling.
Aye, lovely, aren't they? Bring a touch of summer to the town square. Especially the purple pansies. Always been partial to pansies, me. You should see the flat. It's full of them.
They're blinking weeds, if you ask me. Can't abide them.
Oh, go and suck a lemon, you moaning ninny. Oh, now look what you've done, you clumsy oaf. And open up that window when I'm yelling at you.
All right. But only to prove your insults don't get to me anymore. I can deflect them all.
Is that so?
Yilderly.
I'd be happy to take these flowers off your hands, Mrs. Gabberly. That is, if they make your husband unhappy.
That's a good reason to keep 'em, to my way of thinking. But go ahead if you want 'em.
Much obliged. How long do you intend to...
As long as the law requires.
It's not malicious, it just malfunction.
Is that so?
And sometimes it short circuits when it gets...
Perhaps it does.
Why don't you...
All right.
Okay, what am I not getting right here?
You there, prisoner. Kindly look at me when I'm talking to you. If that's his attitude, he can rot in jail.
Poor mouse robot.
Well, did you do as I asked?
Ah, Mr. Wallace.
Just bear with me for a moment, Mr. Pannier. Major Crumb wanted me to show you this.
That's a snail, Mr. Wallace.
I know.
Why are you showing me a snail?
Well, it's in its shell, you see. And according to Major Crumb, when a snail goes into its shell during the day, it means we can expect untold airborne activity of an unpleasant nature.
Go home, Wallace, and get some rest. Reckon you've been overdoing the inventing. Don't forget, Mr. Wallace, 50 gallons by sunset.
Why can't I walk around the fountain?
Hey up, Wallace, love. How's business?
Do you know anything about snails, Mrs. Gabberly?
I know they eat them in continental parts.
No, that's just
Well,
France.
yes, but do you think there's anything special about this one?
To be honest, I couldn't rightly tell. Drop by any time.
May I show you something, Constable Dibbins?
Is it important?
It might be.
That's a snail, Wallace.
Do you notice anything peculiar about it?
Only the person what's holding it.
Oh, sure. Throw him under the bus.
The sniffers. The sniffer's just trying to get to the cheese, but the machine sounds like it's crying. Oh, almost brings a tear to my eye just watching. Constable Dibbin.
You're very insistent, Wallace.
Only I've made a few minor adjustments to its remote control. I don't.
I'll be the judge of that. Time we had a little chat. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Okay. Okay, but...
Cheeky blighter.
What am I not doing right here?
Haven't awakened its better nature. Because it hasn't got one. It's programmed for pandemonium.
Oh, this is going to take longer than I thought. This has been Uncle Swinney with Wallace and Gromit's and me. Wallace and Gromit's Grand Adventures. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell notification icon. Check out my Patreon, Nova Phoenix, for early access and ad-free content, and I'll see you next time. Until then, cheerio!